Said that, how much, let me ask you, how much flirting is okay? Is there a measure, is there an amount, is there a degree of flirting with the opposite sex that's okay? I'm talking about if you're married or if one is single and the other is married. Is it a little okay? Does a little hurt anything? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what we're going to look at. Absolutely. This is where we've cracked the door and let the devil in. It's just right here in front of us and doesn't even see it. Remember in class I told you about eros? How many times eros, love, is mentioned in the New Testament? 0 times. It's never mentioned in the New Testament. Why is it not? Because it's a natural instinct for us. You don't have to teach that. You don't have to train somebody for eros love. It's just built in us. If anything, we have to learn how to control it. And the Bible talks a lot about controlling that type of love, of emotion, eros. But not even a hint is what Paul's going to say. You've never seen this before. As many times as you read it. I want you to look at the big picture of what we're talking about here. At the first of chapter 5, Paul gives some characteristics that he wants us to have. And he said, among you, and I love how the NIV says this, among you there must not even be a hint of sexual immorality. Not a hint. The American Standard, the King James 1 says, let it not be named among you. Okay? The NLT misses it a little bit, I believe, when they just say no, or don't do it, or none. But the NIV says, let there not even be a hint of sexual immorality be named among you. And that's what flirting is. Flirting is eros love. It's what it is. And those feelings are saved for your spouse. That should be preserved for your spouse. And so if you give them to somebody else, then you're robbing your spouse of what is rightfully his or rightfully hers. Let me give you an example. I know you can relate to this because we've all been on a diet, or all in the middle of a diet, right? When you go on a diet and you leave the house in the morning, I don't know what it is, but the minute you tell yourself you're on a diet, I want to eat everything inside. I want stuff that before I just passed over. Stuff looks good to me. I have to make a choice though, don't I? If I go out and I'm on a diet and at breakfast time, I go, you know what, I'm just going to have a couple of Krispy Kremes. You only live once. I'll get back on a diet at lunch. Have a Krispy Kreme. Go on at lunchtime. Lunchtime I have my salad or whatever Brenda's prepared. But then I think, there's some chocolate cake in the boardroom. Just a little slab of that won't hurt. So I have that. But now I'm still on a diet. But I'm sampling the forbidden fruit though, ain't I? Am I really on a diet? So that afternoon it comes time for that apple she's packed. And oh my goodness. That might as well be cardboard. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Candy bar and a Dr. Pepper. What's it going to hurt? I'll make up for the supper. So then you go home, and then the meal is prepared for you at home. And you know what? A good meal don't look very good then, does it? Because you have snacked all day. You have tasted the forbidden fruit all day. Oh, you said it didn't hurt. Just a little dab here, a little dab there. But when you get home, what should be good to you is not all that good. It's just not that appetizing anymore. Why is that? Well, you know why? Because you give all day, you give away what should be hers. Now the other end of the spectrum is if put me on that diet and we just went through some kind of fruit and what was that thing? Fruit and vegetable diet is the worst 3 days of my life that month. So supposed to last a week. But anyway, you go want that chocolate pie or chocolate cake, but you know, I think I'm not going to do it. I'm devoted to this diet. And then I went all day. And then, what's it like when you get home? Guys, I don't care if it's onion soup and rhubarb pie. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be like, honey, can I have more? I know I don't normally do seconds. Let's do seconds. I'm in love with this rhubarb pie and onion soup. Now, am I comparing Brenda to onion soup? No, and I don't need y'all's help because, let me back up here. Wednesday night, before I ever got home, Brenda was sick. Before I ever got home, one of y'all had texted Brenda and said I had compared her to baloney in the class. That's another sermon altogether, breaking trust. But you understand what I'm saying? When I made that choice all day not to partake of something that I just had natural cravings for, when I got home, what I should have been eating all the time was wonderful. Was wonderful. That's the way it is with eros. That's the way it is with flirting. Paul said, let there not be a hint of sexual immorality among you. Not a hint. I'm going to share with you real quickly 3 things that's been a plague on my generation of the last 20 years.